Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, it's day 2 of the canvassing of votes for President and Vice President. The camp of Vice President Leni Robredo will not raise any objections on all the certificates of canvass. Lawmakers expect the proclamation of Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte to push through within the day. Joint Canvassing Committee member Congressman Alfredo Garbin and Comelec Commissioner George Garcia join us live. Lawmakers will resume the canvassing of votes for President and Vice President this morning. The joint session by the Senate and the House of Representatives was suspended at 11 p.m. after canvassing over 100 certificates. A total of 40.8 million votes have been canvassed, which represents about 60% of all the COCs. What else can we expect in today's canvassing? Our Zian Arcangel reports to us live from the Batasang Pambansa. Zian, go ahead.
Pinky, lawmakers are expected to convene anytime soon as the Joint Canvassing Committee resumes the official tallying of votes. Only 68 out of 173 certificates of canvass or COCs are still to be canvassed. One of the COCs expected to be canvassed today is from Lanao del Sur, where a special elections were held yesterday. The official tally shows presumptive President Bongbong Marcos leading with over 24 million votes. His running mate, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, also got 24 million votes based on more than 60% of the canvassed COCs. The canvassing of the remaining COCs is expected to be quick since the lawyers of Vice President Leni Robredo and Manila Mayor Isko Moreno registered no objection to the inclusion of all COCs in the official tally of votes. Back to you, Pinky.
Thanks a lot, Zian Arcangel, reporting to us live from the Batasang Pambansa. Lawyer Romulo Macalintao spoke on behalf of Vice President Leni Robredo and said, as Zian was saying earlier, they would not raise any objections to the canvassing. Marcos's legal counsel, Vic Rodriguez, thanked Robredo for her patriotism in accepting the results of the election. Marcos and Robredo were locked in a bitter rivalry following the 2016 elections, where Robredo beat Marcos by a slim margin for the vice presidency. Marcos demanded a recount thrice until the Supreme Court junked his poll protest.
In her public statement, Vice President Leni Robredo asked her supporters that we need to accept the decision of the majority. Sinabi niya, bagaman may hindi pa nabibilang, bagaman may mga tanong ukol sa eleksyon na ito na kailangang matugunan, palinaw na ng palinaw ang tinig ng taong bayan. Sa ngalan ng Pilipinas, na alam kong mahal na mahal rin ninyo, kailangan nating pakinggan ang tinig na ito. Dahil sa huli, iisa lang naman ang bayang pinagsasaluhan natin. Habang lumilinaw na ang litrato, kailangan nating simulan tanggapin na hindi ayon sa mga pangarap natin ang resulta ng eleksyon. She said, we need to accept the majority's decision.
We thank them, not just Vice President Leni Robredo, but even Mayor Isko Moreno for recognizing, again, the integrity of the election and the electoral process, for recognizing the vibrancy of our democracy as exhibited last May 9 election, and for recognizing a clear win and the overwhelming mandate given by the Filipino people to President-elect Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.
Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Ako Bicol Party List Representative Alfredo Garbin. He is part of the House contingent for the canvassing of votes. Congressman, welcome to the source. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Pinky, and to all the viewers of The Source. Magandang umaga po.
Tell us about your thoughts on yesterday's conduct of the canvassing of votes from 10 a.m. when Congress opened as a joint session to convene the National Board of Canvassers, to the adoption of the rules, and then, of course, suspending till the formal canvassing at 2 p.m.
Well, lahat naging smooth sailing, Pinky, from the opening of the joint public session to the adoption of the rules until such time that we opened the first ballot, wherein lawyers from Leni Robredo and, of course, from Mayor Isko Moreno made a manifestation of continuous no objection to the COCs that will be canvassed by Congress. So yun ang naging napadali yung aming trabaho sa Kongreso, na kung saan, as we speak, we had 105 COCs na nabilang na canvass na, and remaining is additional, I think 65 more COCs from different provinces na kung saan we expect to finish the canvassing siguro by 5 or 6 o'clock in this afternoon.
So can we expect a proclamation right after that?
That's the trajectory, and yun din ang gusto ng House and Senate leadership, that we finish this by this afternoon.
Yung, I just wanted to siguro bring back 2016. I'm just wondering, were you also in Congress that time during the canvassing of votes in 2016?
Kakabalik ko lang noon, Pinky, noong 2016. That was the 17th Congress. So,
Opo.
kakabalik ko lang. I was not part of the NDOC in 2016.
Yeah, but would you remember how long the canvassing took place at that time? Kasi madami nagsasabi, ang bilis ng canvassing ngayon. Basically, it's gonna take 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days for this canvassing 2022 election. Kasi nga, both parties or all parties agreed to the and manifested to the integrity of the 2022 May 9 election. And therefore, there was no question on the canvassing of the COCs. Kaya napadali po. But as to the 2016 canvassing, I'm sorry, Pinky, hindi ako member, and so I cannot speak for the 2016 canvassing.
Okay, let's just, yung ho kasi sa Lanao del Sur, special elections there, makakarating ho ba yung certificates of canvass? Would you know, or nakarating na ba sa Batasan, sir?
We expect, Pinky, that the COCs will be physically delivered today in the Congress, wherein we can also canvass and tally the same before we end the canvassing of for the president and vice presidential election.
Any major issues or concerns?
Except for the 3 provinces, initially the COCs were missing, but we were able to remedy it because based on the rules, we can,
Pwede niyo po tawagan yung mga officials?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, based on the rules, if any ballot box purportedly containing a copy of the COC has not been delivered to Congress at the time of the opening of the COCs in the joint public session, in that case, personal appearance, the provincial election supervisor can be compelled to appear under oath by joint committee through any form of means of communication. And in that case, Pinky, yesterday, there was a Zoom meeting that happened wherein the provincial election supervisor were, made under oath and, attested to the authenticity of those COC na nandun sa kanila in possession and was inadvertently delivered to Congress.
Opo. We're talking about the COCs in Surigao del Sur, Pampanga, and Sultan Kudarat, Congressman.
Yes, Pinky, the Surigao was, able to presented last night, including Pampanga. Yung sa Sultan Kudarat, hindi pa ata.
All right. We'll be taking a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, Joint Canvassing Committee member, Congressman Alfredo Garbin. Congressman, would you know who, if presumptive President Bongbong Marcos and presumptive Vice President Sara Duterte will be making it today in Congress for their possible proclamation within the day?
Yun yung nalaman ko po kahapon na sila po will personally appear in the plenary for the proclamation. Yun po yung aking personal knowledge that was, conveyed to me by some of the leadership of the House of Representatives, especially Speaker Lord Velasco. Ang sabi niya ay mag-a-appear daw si presumptive Vice President Sara Duterte, and together with the presumptive President Bongbong Marcos.
Can you just also tell us what happens after canvassing?
After canvassing, well, I don't know. I think celebration will ensue in Congress. But before the proclamation and after the canvassing, siguro ito yung tinatanong mo, there will be a report coming from the joint panel, report from the Senate contingent and the House contingent. And each panel will be given at least 15 minutes to speak about their, findings and examination.
The chairman of each panel, sir?
The chairman of each panel will
So,
be given.
Zubiri and Romualdez?
I think including the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I see. Okay, and then?
And then it will be adopted by the joint panel, and the proclamation will follow.
Just to clarify, is it going to be adopted by the panel, obviously of both members, or does it have to be the whole Congress? Just the members of the National Board of Canvassers?
The members of the Board of Canvassers.
Okay. I want to just...
So,
go ahead, sir.
Let me just read the rules, Pinky. So, upon adoption of the resolution of both houses, the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives shall proclaim the duly elected President and Vice President. This is Article 11 of the rules of the National Board of Canvassers.
Let's go to the party list proclamation that is still pending. Expected ho ba na, sigurado na ho ba na yung inyong party list, ako Bicol, will win a seat or seats?
Well, Pinky, based on the latest tally, we will able to, get 2.35% of the total vote cast in the party list election. And based on the competition, I think we are assured of 2 seats in Congress.
I think that's still a question, Congressman, on the kind of formula that will be used for the party list system and proclaiming the winning party list groups. I'm going to find out, hopefully, the answer to that from Comelec Commissioner George Garcia. But in the meantime, sir, I do know that you told me na tumakbo po kayo bilang mayor, so hindi na po kayo uupo bilang party list member.
Well, tama po, Pinky. We run for local election, and hindi tayo uupo ngayon as a representative of a Bicol party list.
Okay.
It will be Congressman Saldico and Congressman-elect Attorney Jill Bungalon.
Congressman who, sir?
Attorney Jill Bungalon.
And the first one?
Congressman Elizalde.
I see. All right. Congressman Alfredo Garbin, sir, good luck to you, and thank you for giving us your time and for always saying yes every time we ask you to come on the show to be interviewed. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Pinky.
And we'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Comelec Commissioner George Garcia. Commissioner, Welcome to The Source. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. Let's start with the assessment. Let's go first to the special elections in Llano del Sur. How was the conduct of the special elections? Were there any problems?
No problem at all, Ma'am Pinky. It's so peaceful. But of course, hindi naman lahat nakaboto yung mga kababayan natin sa Tubaran, Lanao del Sur. Isang municipality lang po ito, 12 barangays at 15 presinto. Dahil nga po hindi naman po, dahil may pasok po kasi, hindi naman po holiday dun sa kanilang municipality. And so, expectedly 65 to 70% lang po ng mga kababayan natin yung nakaboto. But napaka-peaceful po nang nangyari. Wala pong untoward incident, walang violence. We were able to open the voting by 6 o'clock. We were able to close by 7 o'clock. And by 8 o'clock po, nagtatransmit na po ng result yung lahat ng presinto sa ating Municipal Board of Canvassers of Tubaran. And then Tubaran Municipality was able to transmit to the Provincial Board of Canvassers before 12 midnight kagabi. And by 4:16 in the morning ngayon po, the Provincial Board of Canvassers of the entire province of Lanao del Sur was able to transmit already the COC for the President, Vice President, the party list, and the senators.
Okay, so in other words, tapos na po ang botohan dyan sa Lanao del Sur. Nabilang na po yung mga boto na i-transmit na rin po this morning because I think that they're also waiting, the Congress, the National Board of Canvassers, they're also waiting for the copy of the COC from Lanao del Sur, sir. So makakarating ho kaya yan within the day?
Yeah. Yes, well, in the case of the National Board of Canvassers for the party list and the senators, kami po kasi, we just print the transmitted COC and we will rely on the transmitted COC for our canvass unless there is a question as far as the preparation of the COC is concerned. But not unlike in the House of Representatives, the Senate and the House, for purposes of comparison and authenticity, they are requiring the production of the hard copy of the COC. Yun po yung mga nasa yellow ballot boxes po natin na binubuksan nila. And then likewise, the electronically transmitted COC. We're hoping that the Provincial Election Supervisor of Lanao del Sur will be able to catch a plane today and will be able to immediately transmit manually, physically, the result po of the COC dyan po sa atin po sa Kongreso. Pero as far as the NBOC is concerned, kami po sa Comelec, no problem na po. We can proceed this afternoon to canvass the result of Lanao del Sur.
It's good again that that is being mentioned time and time again, no, Commissioner? Kasi nga what's happening in Congress right now, sitting as a National Board of Canvassers, tinitingnan po nila yung electronically transmitted. Gayun din po yung physical, yung nandun po sa ballot box, sabi nyo nga, na dilaw, kung saan nilalabas nila. And they compare the hard copy in that ballot box to the electronically transmitted. However, sa Comelec po, which will had proclaimed the senators already rather, and the party list groups that are pending, pwede na ho kayo sa electronically transmitted. So when do you think you'll be able to proclaim the party list winners?
If we are able to canvass the result for the province of Lanao del Sur this afternoon, then bigyan lang po kami ng time just to recompute and at the same time to tabulate and audit the result. You know, ma'am, kasi po hindi porke pinadala sa amin yung COC electronically na receive namin, okay na po kami. Nire-recompute po namin yan, nire-retabulate for purposes of determining may mga discrepancies ba. And then just give us one day so that we can prepare the venue, so we can establish the necessary health protocols. We can send out the notices and likewise the invitation to the winning party list organizations and representatives. And hopefully by Friday, we'll be able to proclaim the 63 congressmen from the party list system po of representation.
Nagkaroon ho ba ng malaking these votes from Lanao del Sur where special elections were conducted? Did this have really an effect dito sa winning 63 party list members?
Well, actually, ma'am, I cannot yet confirm at this point because siyempre po, it has to officially be received by the Commission, by the National Board of Canvassers, and be canvassed officially. But definitely and surely, ma'am, when I was looking at the figures, even before the conduct of the special election, if we have 63 party list congressmen supposedly and congresswomen from the party list, the number 64 and the number 62, the differences are only about 1,000, less than 1,000 votes. And take note po, ma'am, yung Tubaran Municipality, has more or less 7,000 registered voters. So that will definitely affect even the ranking or even who will be entitled to at least one seat na makahabol doon sa cut-off namin.
Yeah.
Kaya po napaka-importante yung Tubaran Municipality, ma'am,
Yun
na,
dun sa
na
ano,
result
no?
po.
Commissioner, dun sa dulo nung ranking ng party list congressmen or women. But it doesn't seem like there was a high turnout, no, Commissioner?
Yes, ma'am. But it may be about 65 to even 70% based doon sa initial assessment ko kahapon when our field personnel were sending to us the result on a purposing basis. That you are right, ma'am. It's not like the election of May 9 that we have 83.4% turnout. Mga more or less than 70% po itong turnout natin.
Commissioner, would you be able to tell us what kind of formula you used to be able to proclaim the 63 winning members of the party list groups?
Yes, ma'am. Without preempting the action of the NBank, because meron po kami mga pending na petition so that the Comelec daw po will be guided on the computation, or some are asking even for a recomputation or a different set of formula. But of course, until today, we have the Banat versus the Commissioner election formula. That number one, there is only one party list with 3 seats, and that is the party list that will get the highest number of votes. Kung sino man yon, siya po may 3 kaagad automatically. Walang no ifs, no buts. Basta
Sino
kung siya
yun,
number
Commissioner?
One, in the meantime, I think it's AXI-IS.
Okay.
AXI-IS will be getting the 3 seats. And then, sabi rin po ng Banat versus Comelec, whoever party list or organization that will be getting 2% will automatically have a guaranteed seat, and at the same time, an additional seat. So may tigdadalwa po na kaagad sila. And then, the other party list will be ranked according to the number of votes or percentage that they got. And syempre po, from number 1, 3, plus for example, you have 5 who got 2 votes, that will be 13. Then you still have 50 seats na available. So hanggang sa makakuha ka ng 63, and then yung nasa dulo po, then that will be the last organization or party list that will be entitled to 1 seat.
Comelec Commissioner George Garcia, sir, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Pinky.
And breaking news here on CNN Philippines, the joint session of Congress has resumed for the canvassing of votes for President and Vice President. These are live pictures from the Batasang Pambansa. The ballot box that's being opened right now, I believe, is from Tawi-Tawi, and also according to Comelec Commissioner George Garcia, because there was a special election conducted in Lanao del Sur, that hopefully the returns will be brought to the Batasang Pambansa by today. That special election, well, happened yesterday and finished immediately after. So we have Majority Leader Martin Romualdez speaking right now. Beside him is the Majority Leader of the Senate, Mig Zubiri. Let's try to listen to what the Congressman is saying.
Yes. We also direct our IT group, the Secretariat, to print out the hard copy of the electronically transmitted COCs by batches of 10, if possible.
What they're saying is that they're waiting for a copy of the hard. They're waiting for a hard copy of the some of the electronically transmitted certificates of canvass. And while we await that, let's just go back to some of the events that happened yesterday. If you're wondering bakit hindi pupuno yan, yesterday there were about almost 300 members of the House and about 20 senators who joined the joint session of Congress. It was physical. They were there. Some of them were there physically, and the rest also joining via Zoom. There you have Senator Risa Ontiveros and Senator Nancy Binay. They are members of the Senate panel. The Senate panel has 7 members serving as National Board of Canvassers, and the House likewise has 7 members serving as National Board members of the National Board of Canvassers. In total, there are 14, and there are 4 alternates for the Senate and also another 4 for the House. And a total of 40.8 million votes have been canvassed so far. That represents 60% of all COCs. So what we will be seeing today is the canvassing of votes for about 40% left from yesterday's canvassing of votes. So yesterday's canvassing happened at about 2 p.m., ended at about 11 p.m., and what we're getting from members of the House, especially just a while ago, speaking to Congressman Garbin, who is also a member of the House panel, that it is possible, and it seems like it, that the presumptive president and vice president will be proclaimed later today. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.